I want to tell you about the bullying part. And I think that the bullying part is the whole. I want to tell you, just explain to you about what bullying is. What I have found through all my research and all my recovery and all my life, my experience, I want to tell you what I think bullying is. Bullying is much more than some kid being bullied in a school. Bullying is all child abuse is bullying because it's about power. All racism is bullying. All sexism is bullying. All homophobia is bullying. War is bullying. When government takes money from a really important, needed facility, that resource that helps children or helps seniors, and they take that money and they put it into some corporate venture and say that, we can't fund that anymore. I find that bullying. Because I have first-hand experience on both ends, seeing senior people that in my life, in my recovery life, devastated by that, and of course kids. So I want to connect bullying to my family. As the stories go in my family, my uncle has described how my father bullied him from 5 years old. My father was a bully. My father was a member of the Ku Klux Klan when I was a kid. He went to the Klan meetings. I went with him. I wasn't allowed to go into the building, but some of us kids snuck in and saw things. But my family and my dad were racist. But my uncle described how my father bullied him from 5 years old through his childhood. And then when I was a child, my father would come home drunk at night when my uncle was an adult, and he would beat him up. So, in effect, my father bullied my uncle from 5 years old well into his adult life. So my father bullied my uncle bullied me. That's how it worked. So my story is about bullying, and I'm going to give you a few pieces of my story. I could probably talk for about 12 hours solid of all the details, and then never even touch most of them. So I'm going to give you some major points in my life to show you how I was created, because my father bullied my uncle bullied me, and later on in life I bullied others. As a young adult, I became the bully. I became a very violent bully. I became a very violent gang member. And I hurt people. And I'm not very proud of that. I want to start by telling you what kind of kid I was. I was a good kid. I always did what I was told to do. Now, I don't know if it was because I was afraid, because they believed, my uncle and my aunt, especially my mom and my dad figure, believed that children should be beaten to make them obey. Now, they got their idea about that from, they read the King James Version of the Bible in Proverbs 23, I think it's verse 13, 14, somewhere in there, says that as a parent, you must beat your child. And you beat your child to deliver their soul from hell. So in essence, what it means is children are born bad. And it's their job to beat the devil out of me. And they spared nothing. My uncle beat me so many times. Funny. Now, I have come to understand that I don't think my uncle beat me because he really believed he was delivering my soul from hell. He beat me because my dad beat him. Plain and simple. I was the lower man on the totem pole. And I was my father's son. So I did everything. And so I don't know if it was because I was afraid of all the beatings and ridicule that I got, or if it was because I was the kind of kid that needed hugs. I needed hugs, I needed kudos, I needed praise, I needed. I grew up without a mother, and I grew up without a father. And I want to just say that my grandmother wanted me in the house because she wanted me to be raised Christian. But my grandmother was in a wheelchair, so she couldn't take care of me. So it was an unspoken thing. She just expected my two aunts and my uncle to take care of me. And they didn't want to take care of me. They were angry at my father for his torment of them. They didn't want to take care of me. They wanted nothing to do with me. And since my father drank all the money, they said, you earn your own keep around here. So I was just one of the people, you know. And it wasn't my home. It was not my home. You know. So if you're going to stay here, you're going to work. That became my plight, if you will. But I needed kudos and I needed hugs. And in a nutshell, I'll tell you what they think of hugs and kudos. One day when I was 4, I tapped on my uncle's knee and I was really lonely, and I said, Uncle, can I sit on your knee? He hit me and I went sailing across the floor, and he jumped up and yelled at me, you hug a boy, you ruin him. You make him a homosexual. I didn't ask anymore from him. But I tried for kudos, and so I would wash floors and wash the dishes and run down and clean the barn, and you know, I have to admit I did learn a good work ethic. I learned to work hard and do heavy hard work. Wasn't afraid of it. But no matter what I did, I would run up and wash the floors and wash the dishes and wait for my auntie to walk in, hoping she'd say, "Oh, Jimmy, can I give you a hug?" I wanted that. But she'd just get mad and, "I told you to go and pile the hay." And I'd run out the door. And I tried my best. I was determined to get a hug or some kudos somehow. And I needed them.